it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi! I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I'm going to turn this down just slightly. How about that? Day, evening, weekday, weekend, whatever you got going on, I hope you're having a fabulous one. I am here today. I'm not sure if you can see from what you've got in front of you, but we're here to do a little kitting up. So it has been quite some time since I've done a finish and a finish review. This will now be my fourth whip that I have going on. This is Yellow Frida by Caroline Smith and Distracted by Diamonds. This is actually going to be a Christmas gift or a something gift, eventual gift for my aunt who found out that I was diamond painting, and I shared this canvas with her and she fell in love with it. She's got a room already planned out where she wants it to go. So I'm super excited to get going on it, but it's got to get kitted up in order for that to happen. So I've got this going on. I've got Astrid by Micah Jolina and Diamond Art Club going. I'm about 10 sections away from getting that done, so probably about a week away from finishing that. That is for the Micathon and Rainbow Sparklers events that are happening during the month of August. So I'm ideally going to have that done shortly. I also have Self-Portrait by Tamara de Limpica from Distracted by Diamonds going on. That one I've only got 3 sections left. I could probably finish that in a day. I just have been giving a lot of attention to the Micah Jolina because of the event that's running. So that should ideally also get done this month. So my goal, well, I'm trying not to set as many goals around diamond painting because it's just a hobby, but what I'd like to do is finish both the Astrid by Micah Jolina and Self-Portrait by Tamara de Limpica this month. So we'll see how close I get to that. And then I also have The Red Gate of Hongo in Snow by Hiroaki Takahashi and Uniquely Yours Down Under. That's kind of a project that'll be a whip for the foreseeable future. I'm just pulling that out when I feel ready to tackle that much confetti. So that's just hanging out. That's probably going to be hanging out for a long time. Maybe I'll get to it by next summer with the Masters. We'll see. So this is technically number 4, and I've always not always, but I've been holding myself to just having 2 whips going at any given time, and now this will be number 4. So I'm kind of breaking that rule, but this is my last storage container set that I have free and open. So once this is done, unless I go buy more storage container kits, I think 4 whips that's just all I can handle, and it's really all I have space for. But like I said, I'm hoping to get 2 of the 4 done here in the next week or so. So anywho, that's that. Let's go ahead and do a little kit up, kind of a kit up and chat. It's evening here, so the lighting is a little bit different. I'm relying more heavily on my ring light than any ambient light from the window, so you might be a little bit more glary, even more than you normally are, but I tried to adjust the light so it wasn't too intense. And in fact, let me go ahead. We're just gonna get it nice and cozy in here today. I'm gonna bring that down slightly. The other thing I was doing, and maybe I'll do it someday, is flipping the entire ring light backwards so it's shining up and just creating illumination in the room. I don't know. I still have a lot to learn when it comes to lighting and not hitting my tripod. Let me just fix the chair. Okay, cool. So, all right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're just going to do a little kitting up here. So if you remember, I had commented on how massive this sticker sheet is. Like, it's just so big. It's kind of comically big. So I don't know what happened here, if this was a mistake, but yeah, this is a lot. But anyway, here's our legend, Yellow Frida, Caroline Smith, and this is from Distracted by Diamonds. We have 54 colors here, so quite a lot to get through. And I also may be taking a look at some enhancement drills. In fact, I'm going to grab those, so as I'm kitting up, I can kind of figure out what I want to do. So let's grab those. Apologies for the noise. Okay, great. So we've got... Wanted to take a look at maybe using this gold metallic. I don't want to do anything with the black. And then maybe this yellow. And then this is color 7007. These are all diamond dots, so those are both the same. And I think that's it. I think that's all I want to do. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna set those down. So I'm just gonna keep those in the mix. That way, if I do see something, these aren't even AB, they're just yellow. I don't need those. Well, let's just focus on the gold. Okay, and for some reason I thought those were yellow ABs. So as I'm kitting up, I'm gonna try to see if there's a color that would work to swap these out for, just to add a little bling to this canvas. I think for the most part, I want it down in her dress here. And then there's also this butterfly. And I think there was one other, yes, underneath here, the skull in her earring. So I was hoping to maybe find a home for those. So for the sake of just reminding myself, I'm gonna try to center my work here on her face, just so you get a good view of what I'm doing. So I'm just removing these, and then we're gonna grab our massive sticker sheet and maybe prop it up. I'm gonna prop it up here against the wall behind us. That way, because it's just so big that I can see everything. So, okay, so my goal is to get this all kitted up tonight. I just finished another couple sections of Astrid, and I was like, you know what, I'm ready for a little bit of a break. I wanna do something different here, so. All right, so the first color is gonna be 150, and it's what I have here in my hand. These aren't numbered, they just have the DMC code, so you have to match those up. So what you will also see here is I've got a number of spare containers already pre-labeled with numbers on them. I hold on to these and don't write the DMC code on them anymore, that way it's universal. Because one might be color 600 somewhere else, with a different company, and then with Diamond Art Club, one might be, 310. So rather than writing the DMC on there, I'm just putting the number. That way I can use them more than once. So I will be doing that as long as I have the space to do it. So this is number 150. Da, da, da. Cool. So yeah, I hope everyone's, like I said, having a fantastic week. This is, at the time of filming, this is Friday night. I'm not sure when it'll go up, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. And I guess in some news, if you watched my last Whip-In chat, I had talked about the fact that I put in my notice at my current role, and I'm gonna be taking on something else. Just taking a drink. And yeah, so my last day was supposed to be next Thursday. I'm just looking for number 154 while we chat. Was supposed to be next Thursday, but I had some PTO saved up from winning a couple of competitions. And so the winnings were a total of 12 hours of PTO, and then I had some extra time for proving vaccination. So essentially, I was going to get 2 days off. So even though Thursday was going to be my last day, they were going to go ahead and make it Tuesday, and then just still, essentially pay me for the full week. So that was the initial plan. And then I'm looking for 154. I thought I was looking for 150 for some reason. Okay, here it is. This is gonna be number 2. So yeah, that was the initial plan, and then this week was supposed to be my week to transfer everything over to the recruiter that's going to be taking over my roles for me. And so my goal was to prep all of my candidates in play, process any paperwork, update all my trackers, clean up, pretty much just make sure everything was nice and sparkly for her. Why did I do that? I was supposed to write number 2, not 154. Make sure everything was nice and cleaned up and sparkly for her. So I really wanted to make sure that this was a smooth transition for her. So I worked my little tail off to make sure that everything had a nice little bow on it. And I was just really putting in as much effort as I could. That way she's not feeling like she's been thrown to the wolves or unprepared. Ideally, she'll just be able to hit the ground running. And so I got all that done by this Tuesday. Her and I had some meetings set up just to make sure that she had everything that she needed, even though my manager had only had the one meeting set up for Thursday. But I was like, there's literally nothing else, you know. So I did help her to source a little bit. We did some cold calling, all sorts of fun stuff. And then she was like, I kind of just need to get my hands around this and run with it, and just need to make it my own rather than us kind of both working it at the same time. And I was like, no, I totally understand. That's how I best learn, is by just getting in there. So I was like, is there anything else you need? Any other support that you need from me? And she's like, not really, you know? And it's not like I had a ton of stuff, you know? It's not like I was leaving her, you know, with this massive workload. It was a decent amount, but also not, I don't think it's overwhelming. So yeah, so on Wednesday, I kind of just hung out, you know, and like was just kind of catching up with coworkers and, you know, just probably annoying them because I'm like, nah, 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 nah. And so on Thursday is when my supervisor had that meeting set up. So we sat down and she's like, all right, well, we need to get this done. And me and my coworker were like, yeah, it's all done. It's done. That's done. This is done. This is done. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to leave her high and dry. And so I kind of started cranking through this stuff a little bit faster than I thought I was going to. She's like, no, that's good. Like, we want to make sure that we're not leaving our hiring managers that we're supporting, like, you know, we don't want a big gap between when you leave and your this person gets ramped up. Like, this is gonna be awesome. And she was like, yeah, I feel really confident. So I was like, great, perfect. And she was very thankful. She was like, thank you so much for doing that for me. And I had a different transition. So this is now the third team that she's supported. She's like, I had a transition a couple months ago and I was just kind of thrown to the wind or thrown to the wolves. And this is so much nicer to have some structure. I'm like, this is how I would want it. So I don't think I'm gonna need these scissors. For some reason, I was thinking we were working out of the sealed baggies, but we're working out of these. So we're at number 5 now, and that's 169. Da, da, da. So all that being said, I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Is there anybody else I can support? Is there any other work that's needed? She's like, well, you can continue to help, help source, but just don't reach out to candidates because it doesn't make sense for you to reach out and then say, hi, I'd love to talk to you about this opportunity. Just kidding, I'm leaving in 3 days. So it was more of identify people and add them to this other person's list so she can reach out to them at a later date. So I did that for part of Thursday, but also I kind of was just hanging out and Wednesday as well. And then like midway through Thursday, I was asked to go ahead and transfer all my LinkedIn projects over to the new person. I didn't realize that, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, is once you do that, you don't have access. That person has to go back in and give access back to you. So once they were gone, my whole LinkedIn thing was just empty. So now I'm looking at an empty screen, and that was the only thing that I was really working on kind of casually. Other than that, I was just kind of hanging out, and I'm just not a hangouty at work kind of person. Like, I need to be productive, or I need to be doing something productive elsewhere, like send me home or let me do a half day or something like that. And usually, and I'm not opposed to finding work. Like, I can scrounge up some work if I need to, but this was literally like my last few days. No one was giving me anything. And so I pulled not only my manager aside, but her manager. So doubled up and was like, look, I don't want to feel like I am just kind of coasting by my last few days and wasting company time and money. And also, I'm the type of human that needs to like consistently feel productive. And in my head, I'm like, let me just go finish my last few days from home so I can, get the house in order or whatever I need to do while I'm on call to support this other recruiter. And I was like, I hope I'm not stepping out of bounds or anything like that. Like, if you need me here and you feel that there's some stuff that I can work on, please let me know, because I'm not trying to like skip out or bail while you guys still have a need for me. Like, I want to be productive. I just need to know what that is, where I can step in. And my manager was like, if I had anything for you, I would have given it to you already. We're just, you know, things are, and I mentioned it in the kitting up that there was a little bit of an adjustment of like the high demand that's been placed on us. Things have kind of scaled back a little bit, which is really good. But that just meant that there wasn't really too much, like, no one was really running around with their hair on fire where I could jump in and support. So they were like, not really. And I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm not the type of person to just sit here on my phone for 3 days. So, if I could, I'd like to take some PTO, some vacation time, and rather than, I guess, being cashed out on everything, you know, take the next 3 days out of that so I can just be done, or let me work from home and I can step in to support Haley if and when she needs it. Otherwise, you know, I was very honest with them, like I could get stuff done around, you know, like I can catch up, you know, but if I just can't, it doesn't make sense for me to make the commute, leave Apollo home just to sit at my desk and scroll on my phone for 8 hours. That just seems silly. So I was like, or, you know, I don't know, let me know what you want to do. And they were like, well, how about we do this? How about we move your end date up from Thursday to Monday and still let you use that PTO time. You'll just use it for tomorrow and Monday. I was like, perfect. So they made my last day be the half day on Friday, because I was like, they were like, well, do you want today to be your last day? And I was like, I don't really think I want to do that to the coworkers that I've really developed relationships for, to walk out there and be like, so today's my last day. This is actually my last hour here, because they were expecting to see me through Tuesday. And so I was like, no, let's do the half day tomorrow. That way I can, you know, I'm not blindsiding, you know, my work friends. So I went out there and like sent everyone a little ping and was like, hey, I just want to let you know that, you know, the transition over to the other recruiter, who is one of the people on my team and who I consider a work friend. The transition over to this person went really, really smoothly. So there's actually not a ton for me to do. So I'm like, we're making tomorrow, after my exit interview at 11:15, that's the end of it. That's the end of the line. And the person that's taking over my stuff, she like shot up out of her cubicle and was like, I actually am not transitioning well. I don't care what anyone has said, or maybe I've said, this has actually been really tough. So we need Anthony to stay. Like, just kind of making a scene of like, don't go, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was very sweet. 3, 4, 5. I unfortunately didn't have any 7s. So that was really sweet. But you know, everyone was like a little bit surprised, but also like, yeah, it doesn't, like, why would they keep you here, you know, if you're not doing anything? So yeah, I went in today and did my exit interview, went on a little coffee walk with the team, kind of a little farewell coffee walk, and turned in my computer and was out of there by 1. And so yeah, I am I'm employed in the sense that I have a job that I'm starting in 10 days, but I'm unemployed in the sense that I'm not going into work for the next 10 days. So I'm very excited, especially since, you know, I'm going to be paid for that for the first, you know, for the next couple of days. So that's going to help, you know, bridge that gap, right? Of, you know, payrolls starting up again and all that good stuff. That can always be a stressful time. So yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait. I mean, this is kind of the official kickoff, and it's a Friday. It's like, what better way to like start a 10-day little, you know, mini vacay. So I'm going to take Apollo on lots of hikes. We're going to go potentially go camping for a couple days at the least next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Holy moly, there's a whole nother bag of 310 here. Wow, there's a lot of 310 in this kit. But I might even do a little extra trip. Otherwise, I really want to work on upgrading and updating my YouTube channel and just get a ton of content in the bank, get a chance to do a lot of unboxings. I was kind of thinking about it, and what I might do, and who knows if this will actually pan out, but I have about 20 kits that I have not done unboxings for, either that I haven't seen at all myself, they're still all boxed up, or I opened them before I decided to do unboxings, or I was just too impatient so I never filmed them, so they're just hanging up. So I think I might do some re-unboxings just to revisit those, some new unboxings, and I was like, what if I go ahead and just get like a huge portion of them done? Because I really don't feel like unboxings are necessarily like something that people really want to see like in the moment. Whippin' chats and kitten chats and stuff are different because it kind of tells a story of your progression through diamond painting and your kits. But I mean, I can throw an unboxing in there and it's not gonna really, in my head, matter if it was filmed a week ago or a month ago or who knows. So I may put a bunch of those in the bank and get through as many as possible. And then if I do buy new kits, or you know, I purchase one for a specific event, then I can do a bonus unboxing. But at least I have that all scheduled. So if work's busy or life's busy, at least there's some content that's already kind of set up. And I know a lot of people do it that way. So I may be working on getting a lot of those kits unboxed and onto hangers. I have space for about 12 more on my hangers in my closet. So I might just go to town on that. And of course, do a lot of whippin' chats. I'm looking for 311. There it is. And this is going to be number 8. So yeah, I get a chance to do a lot more whippin' chats. Something like this, like the kit up with me. I mean, these are sometimes some time-consuming videos, and it'll be nice to have some time to maybe actually get 2 of them done. Ideally, because I'll have finished Astrid and self-portrait. That would be awesome. But who knows? But just get some more content. I also want to spend some more time updating and upgrading, kind of like, I'd like to start doing some like legitimate intro and outro videos. My coworker was showing me how to use Canva. I've used Canva before for like invites and stuff, but I've never really used it for like social media. So she's like, oh yeah, I go on here all the time. She has a small business as well, or she has a small business in addition to working with me, called Everray. And it's she's from Michigan, and so it's kind of like a Michigan pride kind of company, but they also do a lot of really cute apparel and accessories. The tagline there is relax and enjoy, and she does a lot of she likes to like set up hammocks and just kind of do little hangouts and stuff. And so there's like some stuff with some hammocks. It's just really cute, and I've ordered a number of things from her. 317. This is number 10. So anyway, I was like, she does these really awesome Instagram stories. And I was like, how do you get this layout done? She's like, oh, it's this. She does this like Mood Tuesday thing where she like, it's just this really cool layout. It's just really interesting. And so I was like, you have to show me. I've never used Canva for anything other than like printables. We're looking at number 11, and that's 318. So she showed me, and I found this really cool template, and I was like, oh no, this is like, I think this is maybe going to be the 10 days where I really kind of focus on upgrading my channel and adding some new elements, and maybe work on adjusting lighting to get that right, maybe invest in some more lighting, just to kind of upgrade. And then hopefully when I start this new job, I'll be in a really good place to just be able to run with it, just hit record and go, and have everything kind of the way that I've been wanting it to be. So 327 is our next color. Where are you? There it is. That's number 12, which I don't have any of. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next 10 days of kind of just regrouping, I guess, a little bit, and spending a lot more time with Apollo, not feeling guilty because I'm leaving him at home. Like today was day 4 that he's been crated because my roommate hasn't been able to take him. And it was so nice to come home this afternoon and know that like I get to be with him, you know, for the next like 10 days straight. And then when I start this new role, only 2 days a week in the crate. And even then I can come let him out for lunch. It was just like breathing such a sigh of relief. I walked out of the office today, and granted, I did not have a horrible time by any means or anything like that. But just walking out of that office and just knowing like I get to go hang out with my dog and like not have to like stress about like, oh, is he gonna have an accident, or is this stressing him out? Like, just to be able to be with him and take him out when needed and give him attention when he's looking for it occasionally, and just like, I don't know, have that flexibility. It's going to be I think such a game changer for both of us. I feel like my anxiety and stress levels are going to come down, and so will his. So I'm just like, this feels so good. So let's see. I'm been kind of messy. I usually try to rotate pink, green, orange, but since I'm reusing some other containers, it's a little bit messy. So I'm just gonna use what I've got. So let's just do 13. Uh-oh, somebody's dreaming. He's sleeping behind me, and he does those little like those little dream barks. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god. So it's just stuff like this. Like, I get to be around to like hear more of this, and I don't know, it's gonna be great. So let's see, 14, we've got 347. 347, where are you? You're supposed to be a bright orangey kind of color. Let's see, are you hiding? Yes. I feel like every time I go to reach for one, it's the one that's upside down. Okay, so we're gonna do number 14. So yeah, what else was I gonna update you on? So that's the update on work. So I'm free. I'm gonna be devoting ideally a lot more time to hanging out with Apollo and just getting my little filming setup kind of to the way that I think it should be, and that I've wanted it to be for a while. I just either haven't had the time or the desire or energy or funds, you know, there's so many reasons, but I think I'm gonna invest in that a little bit. At least the stuff that isn't like lighting and more expensive, at least like I want intros and outros, and I think I already have an idea of what I want it to look like. I found some really good templates. So who knows, maybe this video will be kind of my demo for that, if I get to it. But yeah, at least some of the technical stuff I can clean up a little bit. I just want it to look a little bit more like my style, and, you know, just create a little bit of a brand around it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So this is 15. So yeah, I guess in other news, Apollo has just been like going back and forth with stomach issues and not stomach issues. And luckily we're on a really good streak right now, but a couple weeks ago it was pretty rough, and I was like, do I take him to the vet or the vet ER? It wasn't that bad, and he didn't look uncomfortable. It's just like every time he went to the bathroom, it was not looking so hot. This is 414, number 16, and I don't have any. Okay. So I just, you know, and maybe it's just me being a helicopter dog parent, and that's what a lot of people kept telling me, like, he's a puppy, he's also part husky, and they just have sensitive stomachs, and you're gonna deal with this kind of rotating through like times where it's really good and times where it's not so good. Let's do 16. So I kind of expected that, but I also don't want to leave him in a situation that's unhealthy because it's like a phase or whatever. So 17, 452, where are you? There you go. So I have been doing a lot of research on like dog foods and like what I can give him to clear that up. And so pumpkin was recommended, rice was recommended, lots of different things. And so I also wanted to see like, okay, well, rather than, in addition to dealing with what's going on today, like how do I find something for him consistently to eat that is, you know, has a minimal chance of creating a situation like this, rather than just dealing with, you know, feeding him whatever I want and then dealing with the repercussions with the pumpkin and stuff. Like, let's be proactive here. So I've done a ton of research, and he's currently been eating a high protein dog kibble. It's called Essence. It's I guess from the same company that makes the brand Signature, if you're familiar with Signature. They're mostly in like smaller, like mom and pop kind of boutique pet stores. And I have always, like, ever since I got him, and even as I was waiting for him to get here, researched like best brands, top rated brands, because maybe I will now, but I haven't had the time to do raw. And I honestly, I just don't know if I have the budget to do raw right now, like at least every single day, for every meal. I'm sorry, 415.3, that was 18, okay. So I do some stuff, and we'll talk about it, to like kind of mix that up for him, but I don't do the raw everything. Like I said, haven't had the time, especially working with my current role that's been so demanding, but that might change. But it also seems expensive, but when I talk about, what I'm doing now, maybe, who knows, maybe it makes more sense. Now we're on 543. It's probably one of these flipped over ones. No? Oh, yes, it was 543. Okay, cool. And that's 19. I don't have any of those. So he's been on this Essence food, and it's high protein and relatively low carbs compared to what else you'll see out in the market. And so that's kind of what you want to strive for with all dog food, because they're mainly protein based. Their diets are mainly protein based. So it was highly rated, and he does really like it. And that wasn't actually, I don't think it was the root of the issue. So I've been giving him that, right? So he gets the dry kibble, but I like to moisten it so it's not just dry. And so he gets a little bit of goat's milk poured in there, and then also some bone broth. And then he also has some freeze-dried pieces of salmon, small pieces of salmon, and freeze-dried, I think they're called like New Zealand oysters, like a green-lipped oyster. I guess they're supposed to be really good for joint health, and I want him to grow up with nice, strong joints, so he less chance of arthritis and stuff as he gets older. So he gets a couple oysters on top of this food, or some salmon with some bone broth, goat's milk, and then that Essence kibble. And so I think that Essence kibble, I think it's like a 25-pound bag, and it's right in the $70 to $80 range. So it's pretty pricey when you look at like the broad scope of things, but it lasts him a while because he's just one pup, and he does about 3 cups of food a day. Let me grab 19. Let me take a breath. Okay, I already grabbed 19. So 20 is 550. Where are you, purple? There you are. So that's his kind of go-to. He only gets the goat's, he was getting the goat's milk with every meal, I will admit that. But he doesn't do like the oysters or the salmon with every meal. That's just his mid-meal, his like lunch essentially is where he gets the most food throughout the day. So, he did fine on that. I kind of built him up to that. But once we got into probably about 2 weeks of that goat's milk and stuff consistently, that's when we started having the stomach issues. And so I pulled the goat's milk back, and he persisted to have the stomach issues for, I'd say, almost a week, even to the point where he had an accident in the house, which he's only done twice since I've had him. So it was like, oh no, it wasn't in the crate, it was overnight, but still not ideal. Okay, so that's 20. So yeah, I was like, oh, this might end up being bad. Like, I just need to keep an eye on it. And so I've been researching again, like dog foods and stuff that I can give him to be proactive. Of course, in the meantime, we did rice, we did pumpkin, and his stomach cleared up after about 5 or 6 days, I think. So he's back to normal now. But I ended up discovering this company that I had heard mentioned once on a video, and that was really it. 21, 552. And it is called Carnivore. And so it is a kibble brand that focuses on they have some fairly high protein, but they use a lot of real raw food. And their main claim to fame is no synthetics. So rather than doing any sort of synthetic additives for vitamins and minerals, they make sure that whatever they put in their food can cover those requirements. I think they're set by I forget who it is, but there's a regulatory body that manages what you can and can't put in dog food. So from what I understand, and maybe you can chime in if you're a dog food researcher, you really stand by what you use for your pets. But I think it might be one of the most highly rated, if not the most highly rated, one of the dog food brands from a kibble standpoint. It's as close to feeding raw as you can possibly get is like their whole thing. And they've been around, I think, for about 10 years now. But I can only find it in like a few stores in like all of the Denver metro area. And I think the reason for that is it's very, very pricey. So I think like a 20-pound bag is somewhere in the range of like $160, $170. So it's like more than double. Whoops, I did it again. More than double what I'm paying now for like less food. Ugh, it just hurts my heart. But I really just want to make sure that I'm giving Apollo like things that are going to minimize irritation and bloating and, you know, upset stomach. And so they use a lot of sprouted seeds in this brand as well, which I think is another one of their big selling points. And I guess sprouted seeds have a lot of, looking for 601, probiotics in it. So it can do the job of what I was trying to get done with the goat's milk, but without the potential for like the irritation or sensitivity. I guess goat's milk is supposed to be relatively like easily digested by dogs and animals, but he just had a hard time. And it might simply come down to I was using too much of it, because he was getting, I'd say probably about 3 tablespoons of it with every meal. So you're looking at like 12 tablespoons. And I did cut it back, but it's like once you hit that tipping point of, you know, upset stomachsville, you kind of just need to fully pull back and then maybe try again. But I was like, there's got to be a better way to get those good bacteria without overwhelming him, because he seems sensitive to goat's milk. And I kid you not, like things cleared up from him within the first day and a half that I started feeding him that food. It mixed with his essence. I didn't do a full swap. I'm doing a slow transition. But the brand Carnivore also has 718. They also have just packaged, let's see, 718, 24. Do I have a 24? Yes. They also have just packaged at Mix-In, which is just the sprouted seeds and stuff. So it's just like you open it up and it just like, so it looks like a powder or like a bunch of grain kind of mixed up. And so you just can sprinkle that over their existing food, and they suggest doing that when your pup does have an upset stomach, just to kind of kickstart everything. And boy, did it. He did an excellent job. So we're kind of at our first goldish kind of color. That's more yellow. I think what I might end up doing is replacing it with one of these, I think. I kind of want to have those deeper shades. Let's see, maybe, because this is 12 grams. I think that's what these are weighted in. So I think one of these will equate to one of those. I might do one. So let's see, maybe that might be the best option. I'm kind of just throwing caution to the wind. It's for my aunt. She's going to love it no matter what. So even though that's going to eliminate one of those more brown colors, I think that gold is a good replacement. So let me put that here. And then I know I have a backup. So anyway, so 25, what were we doing? 742. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, that really seemed to work for him, the sprouted seeds. And so I'm like, man, oh man, and he's loving the food. It's, there's a process that I guess they use when they make dog food, and it's like, they call it like the extrusion process, and it gets it into that kibble form. And I guess they use really high temperatures, and it kills a lot of the nutrients, which is why they have to like go back and spray the food with synthetic, because they killed it to keep that meat in a form that can sit as kibble for a long time. So I was learning a lot watching like the review video or the videos that the Carnivore site. So a lot of this could be misguided, or they might be kind of I could see them doing a little bit of fear mongering to be like, this is why ours is the best, and the other brands use synthetic this and that. But they did a pretty good job of like showing, like, studies show that XYZ and, you know, all this stuff. So who knows? Let's see, I need some oranges in my life. Got a lot of pink, so I might have to just do a bunch of pink back to back. But it seems pretty good. Apollo loves it. I've been using it not only as his, you know, half of his food, and eventually once I can afford it, I might try to do that as all of his food, but I think I'm going to do half the essence in half the carnivore, so I'm not spending as much. But he loves it. I use it as his treats as well as his food. I just have a little baggie of it now, so when we're doing like learning time, or he's doing his sits and his lay downs and his stands up and catches and all that stuff, he's doing really great. But now his reward is just his dog food, which saves some money there, because then I'm not buying extra dog food. And I'll probably work the salmon, because I've been buying freeze-dried salmon for him. I'll probably get rid of that too and just do the oysters for joint health. I need 743. And we'll see how it goes. I think he's doing just fine. I don't think he'll have any complaints by me getting rid of his freeze-dried salmon topper. But yeah, I think between the carnivore and the Essence he'll get, even though Essence does use synthetic vitamins and minerals for their food, I think cutting that in half, if there is, potential risk there, which I don't know. Like I said, my sources might be misleading. I don't think he has, I think cutting it in half is, better than not. So, and they say that the carnivore is so like nutrition packed that you can actually feed slightly less, like 15 to 20% less. So who knows? I'm definitely going to keep an eye on his weight. He is pretty slender. Last time he went in for an appointment, they mentioned that, he's looking okay, but he is on the slender side. So I could bump up his food. So I've been doing more raw bones for him. He gets more of those. He really likes them as a treat. And I guess the marrow has a lot of fat in it, and there's a lot of protein on the excess meat that's on the outside. So he gets them a little bit more frequently now, and he really likes them. So I guess I don't mind. Let's go ahead and do a green since we've got green out, and that's 27. So he gets those, but I'm hoping to put a couple pounds on him, and then he is supposed to get scheduled to be neutered at the end of October. So my name's already on the wait list to get that call so they can get it set up. We're doing 780 now, which is this one. 28, do I have it? Nope. So yeah, he'll be doing that in October, and I actually booked it with a vet that is not his vet that he goes to for his normal appointments. I looked up like top vets in the Denver metro area, and like cleanest and best staff. Like I'm just wanting, if he's gonna have to go through something like that, then I want it to be as comfortable for him as possible. So in my head, I'm like, I want to walk in and it just be spotless, and I want it to be like really top notch for him, because poor guy. And then my other decision was I'm gonna do it somewhere that's just gonna be a one-off. That way he does not associate his day-to-day vet with that trauma. So we picked someplace really nice. It's actually up in the Boulder area. 29. So here's where we're gonna do our switch. So I'm gonna hold on to these in the actual sleeve of the of like kind of the zippy thing where these are stored. I'll show you, but I'm gonna replace them with this. And I think, is this one open? And let me just double check. 7007. Yes, these are the same color. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna straight up replace these. That's number 29. I don't have any of those. So yeah, he won't. I'm so sorry for clearing my throat, but I'm starting to get a little phlegmy. Let me take a little sippy poo. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So yeah, he won't ever go back to that place. We're gonna go there, get his surgery done, his procedure done, and he'll never have to see that place again. Because I know people, at least people that I've been talking to, they're like, oh yeah, like, oh, it sucks so bad. And then you take him back to the vet and they like have this like PTSD about it, and you've got to like drag them in there because they know that that's like the not good place. So I'm like, yeah, well, why don't you just take them to a place that is reputable, has a lot of really good reviews, you can trust. Maybe go there once to do like one of your checkups, just to kind of get a feel for the place. Do one checkup there and go and have your dog or cat fixed, and then sayonara, go back to the place that you've been taking them since you started. So that's my goal. And I was telling my friend Susan this, and she was like, I've never heard anyone like have so much forethought into like how that might affect their dog, or like what made you even like consider that. I'm like, I don't know, if that happened to me I'd never want to go back there. So she's like, wow, okay. And she's like, you're really taking care of this dog. I'm like, I'm trying, he's my baby. So yeah, I just want to make sure that he has every opportunity to get as big and strong and stay healthy and strong for as long as possible. And if I can provide that, then I'm going to, you know. And I'm trying to, every decision I make as far as like what to do for him when it comes to feeding, what to do when he has upset stomachs, what to do when I take him to get neutered. I'm trying to do my best to do a lot of research, take in as much data as possible, from both online as well as friends and family. So that's kind of where I'm at. And also there might come a day where I'm not able to do these things for him or afford to do these things for him. So while I'm able to, you know, to whatever capacity, then I'd like to at this young age. That way, like I said, he's really set up for success. And, you know, as he becomes an adult and into his older years, you know, he's got a really good foundation. So he doesn't do human food, other than like carrots. I gave him a piece of arugula. I haven't done that again. I don't know why I was like, okay, are you gonna be fine with this? But I was like, take one bite. All right, he didn't explode or something, so it'll be okay. But I don't really give him a lot of greens like that. He does the sprouted seeds now. But mainly just his kibble, the goat's milk, which is now replaced by the seeds, and bone broth. That's another thing that we go through a lot of bone broth, because I kind of douse his food in a pretty decent amount of it, a little bit of water as well, pretty much every meal, just to wetten it a little bit so they're not just eating dry. 823, that's 32, and I actually do have one of those, and 33. Cool. So yeah, I don't know, I just want to make sure that he's got what he needs, and he seems like a pretty happy pup. His coat is like, I'll have to take, that's another thing that I'd like to do during my little time off when I do a hike, is to finally, I've been teasing it, but actually record like a hike, and maybe even bring a small snack size diamond painting with me and let kind of Apollo roam around if it's a really secluded area and just diamond paint. I think it'd be kind of cool. But I do want to do that eventually. Why was I even talking about that? So yeah, I want to take him up there, or take you guys with me, but I might also do a, I don't know, I could even do like a pet vlog. I don't know where I was really going with that, but I don't know. It was all kind of around making sure that I have time to create some extra content, and film outdoors and stuff. 33, 915, boom. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with him and all of his puppy stuff, but yeah, I just want to take care of the guy. Let's see, oop, okay. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, and even the people that own Carnivore, I guess when they do their trade shows and stuff to talk about their product, they bring that sprouted seeds mix with them, and they make smoothies for people because it's all human grade. It's like organic sprouted lentils and organic sprouted this and that. So it's all human grade stuff. And I guess it's supposed to be really good for, you know, for creating the good gut bacteria in everything. It's got like lactobacillus, this and that, and this and that, and all sorts of vitamins and minerals. So they're like, yeah, we drink this too, and it's really good. Like if you have an upset stomach, or if you deal with, you know, chronic stomach issues, to like try to reset that bacteria in the gut. And so somebody that diamond paints that, you know, might have mixed in a little bit of it with their yogurt in the morning for the past couple days. And I can't say that I've like felt a drastic difference, but I do, like, I feel a little less bloated maybe, but I keep telling myself, yeah, that's what they like to call placebo effect. So don't get, you know, because I'm really trying to sell this to myself as well, because it's not cheap. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll keep doing it a little bit longer and see if it really does like have an effect on like regularity and all those stuff all the things that when you hit a certain age, you actually have to start thinking about. So who knows? I might keep doing it. I just to put like a tablespoon in with my my yogurt and granola, and it doesn't taste like anything. It's got like a little bit of a crunch to it because it's just like pounded up sprouted seeds and stuff, so they're not like soft by any means. So yeah, who knows? I might keep doing that and have to give you a little update on how the sprouted seeds are treating me. But yeah, it's from, like I said, it's from this brand called Carna4, and it's like CARNA and then the number 4. But I think you can get them on Amazon too. I think they might distribute through Amazon, but I have a couple stores locally that I can get it from, and they're like the specialty shops, and a lot of them have like punch cards. So it's like buy, 9 bags, get your 10th bag free. So that's kind of nicer than just buying it a la carte online. 36 is 9.48. Cool. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, is trying to take care of that stuff for Apollo. But as far as my intentions, I guess I can kind of loop back to diamond painting. If I don't get through this entire kit with you, that's okay. I don't want this to go like extremely long. Let's see, 36. So as far as my plans or goals or whatever, I go back and forth like, I'm just gonna roll with the punches, but that's not me when it comes to like projects and stuff. I kind of want to know where I'm at with what I currently have and what's coming up the pipeline so I can prepare. I mean, that's why we're here. 967, where are you? Tiny little bag of that, and that's 37, I don't have that. So yeah, I'm going to finish Astrid. Ideally, especially since I'm not working, ideally here in the next week, so I can get it done during week 3 of the Micathon event. And then week 4, I can just post that same finish photo again and still be entered in for that week's drawing. I don't have to like start a new kit or like force myself to slow down. Once you're done, you're done. And I think that's the same with the Rainbow Sparklers event that's being hosted by DP with Sparklers. Tima over there, I think this is her inaugural event. 38 is 973. So I think that's the case for both of them. So I can wrap that up. And then, ooh, I left a lot on the table with that one. Oopsie. Boop, boop, boop. So then I can have those 2 kits finished and work into what is going on with me. I left so many drills just hanging out. Messy, sorry. And then I can have yellow Frida kitted up and ideally have maybe just started working on that. But that'll leave me 2 open slots for drills and chills. And I haven't 150% landed on which 2, because I'm going to try to do 2, 1 a month. 38. I haven't 100% decided which 2 kits I want to do. I definitely have Cauldron of Myrrh by Ivy Dollamore. That's going to be 1 kit. And then I have a couple others in my stash that I haven't unboxed yet that I'm pondering. Both of them will work. So I haven't quite decided, but I'll have a second kit for October. But I think I'm gonna start with Cauldron of Myrrh. There's a little bug over here. Let's see, what are we at next? We're at 39, which is 33.26. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start with Cauldron of Myrrh and then figure out where I want to go to next. There's so many cool kind of Halloween canvases or autumn fall canvases that have been coming out recently. There was this really crazy kit from Diamond Art Club. I forget who the artist was, but it was like a little girl dressed up as like the It Clown. And I thought that was amazing. But it's not really my style. It's nothing that I would really hang up either at work or at home. So it'd be just do it, and it didn't grab me enough to make that justified. 3607. This is color number 40. So I don't think I'm gonna get that. Because I was like, maybe I want to do like a spooky, like a scary one, in addition to like one that's more fun with the witches. I also have, there's 4 events that alongside drills and chills. Where's my notebook? Oh, it's right behind me. Okay. So far, I intend on participating in Drills and Chills, which is, I forget what the actual title is, but it's run by Emeralds and Fairy Lights. And then there's a Ghouls and Witches by Derek with Diamonds. So those are my September and October events that I plan on submitting these kits to. If you know of any more, please let me know, because I'm excited to participate in this next round. I like having essentially in my head one event-based kit, and then everything else just like personal whips and stuff. So ideally events that I can kind of double dip with, and I don't have to have like, well, this kit is for this event, and this kit is for this event, and this one's for this, like that. I could see that getting overwhelming. So I picked ones that I knew I could use the witches for, because Cauldron of Myr is like a mermaid witch, and there may be another kit, maybe spoilers. She's got some sticky fingers, but I may have another one that is also kind of witch based. So 3705, this is number 41. I'm just doing all pinks now because I want to get rid of these. Hopefully it doesn't trip me up when I'm actually working on this canvas, but we'll see. So there's that. And now I do have some 42s to use. And of course it's pink. So yeah, that's kind of my intention there, and that should get me through October. I forget if some of those other events are just 1 month, or if they're running 2 months, and you know which one they are, September or October. I would assume they're going to be October, but that might give me some more time to do some more stuff that's what I'd like to do, or maybe start working on some of these Christmas gifts for the holidays. So we are at 43, and that's 3765. There it is. And this is 43. So yeah, that'll potentially give me the chance to start working on some Christmas gifts, including obviously getting this done, Yellow Frida. I have Where the Fun Never Ends by Mandy Manzano and Diamond Art Club that's going to a buddy. And then I have, what's it called? I have Bumblebee by Jasmine Castillo. That is for my mom. So I've got all those kits to try to get done in between events, and you know, stuff that I just want to do for myself too. So this is 43. Sorry for shaking you. Okay. So yeah, I've got a lot of kits to get through. I'm trying to get efficient enough to do a couple kits a month. I don't know how practical that is for me and kind of my life, but that would be the goal, is to do 2 a month. Or I keep saying goal. And I'm not trying to beat myself up about it. I just don't want people to watch this and be like, wow, Mr. Professional Diamond Painter really getting on there with his goal setting. And like, I just do this for a hobby. And I do too, but I'm also a meticulous person. 3768. And I like having that light at the end of the tunnel. It gives me something to chase. Otherwise, I can get a little bit bored. So let me know if you're the same way. If your diamond painting truly is just kind of like, you do it when the mood strikes you, but you don't feel any sort of like need to like push to the next section or just get this next section done. You just really are casual about it, because I know they're out there, but I do see a lot. I feel like this craft does lend itself more to people that tend to be more meticulous and goal setting and kind of driven in that way, because it can get a little repetitive and it can get a little tedious. So you really have to be able to kind of like see that and kind of set those little milestones for yourself. So I don't know, maybe you are just like, I feel no obligation to any of this, you know, finishing it or not. You know, if a kit takes me 2 years, fine. I'm not worried about that. But I feel like more people are like, and here's my finishes, and here's this, and here's how much I've done. Maybe I'm just influenced by Katie from Diamonds Washi, because she's very much like, I feel like we have a similar mindset when it comes to like keeping things organized, keeping things on track, keeping things moving and grooving. And if you're feeling like, you know, you're starting to slow down, like analyze that, what's going on, like how can you get back on track? So that's how my mind works as well. I think that's why I gravitate to her content a lot. because there's just a lot of organization. I've taken so much inspiration from her as well. If you haven't seen her channel, if I can remember, I will make sure to link it. But yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from how she like organizes. I just bought, I have them over here, just bought a 2-pack of these journals. So I'm gonna start doing a diamond painting logbook. I haven't been, but I see hers when she talks about her month in reviews and her year in reviews, or I see her log, I'm like, I really need to do that. Before, in my head, I was like, oh, it's not like I'm gonna be doing a million kits. I can, you know, I'll be able to keep track of it, all the ones that I've done. And this will be number 7, the Astrid, and then number 8 for self-portrait. And I already had a tough time going back and thinking about the other ones that I've done. So I was like, I need to keep an eye on something, but I wanted it to look aesthetically pleasing. I have a couple ideas of like how I want to make mine a little bit more different. Because I definitely don't want to copy, even though like I see like Katie's and I'm like, that's what I need. I need something that like has some basic notes, nothing super detailed. I've seen some of the pre-made diamond painting logbooks and they include a lot of info that I don't find particularly useful or necessary to track. I just kind of want to know start, end date, name, some notes on, you know, any snags I ran into, and then just a couple other things for more aesthetic than anything else. So we're on 48 and that is 3810. We're getting there. But yeah, so I may do a this is how we do it journal prep, if I can get the angles right and stuff and it looks decent. Ooh, right to the edge there. I was like, do I need to go get another container? Nope, I made it work. Okay, that one might be a pain to work out of, but that's okay. We're at 38 and I just started a new sheet, so I get to use all the colors. Ha 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 ha. Or I'm sorry, 48. 48. So we'll start here. We'll start here. 48. So yeah, do like a little like this is how we do it and prep my journal. And kind of show you what the format's going to look like. It's not going to be conducive to allowing me to go back and recreate the pages for the kits that I've already done. So next one's 3814. So I may have to just start with Astrid or self-portrait, whichever one. I might do a page at the back of like the 6 kits that I did before I decided to start keeping a journal or a logbook. I may have to do that because I threw out a lot of the stuff that I want to use for like my little like logbook collage for each completion. And then that's the other thing. I don't think I'm going to use this to log current kits. I don't think I quite have enough to need that. I mean, if you told me to sit down and write down all the ones I had, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So I think there's also Gems. Woo, I'm getting crazy. Gems Flow, I think is like an app that a lot of people use. I downloaded it. I haven't even opened it yet. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get to the point someday where I feel like that's necessary just to keep track of everything I have. But really, I still am able to, especially since I have them them hung up as I'm doing unboxings. I just kind of go through it like a closet and flip through, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I can do that one, or oh, I forgot that one's here. So I can kind of flip through every time I finish a kit, and I'm not drowning in them to the point that I can't keep track of them essentially. So I don't think I have any issues there. So no logbooks for what's currently in my stash or like whips or anything like that. This is just gonna be for finishes. Because I have a layout and I think it'll only work if I'm able to deconstruct like the legend and cut some things out and stuff. So, all right, we're at number 50. We're on the final few colors here. We're so close. And that is 38, 31. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about Yellow Frida or kind of any processes or questions as well as suggestions, like anything that you think like, I really like seeing this when I watch somebody's video, or this is information that would be helpful to me that I've seen that you kind of omit, anything like that. That way I can start keeping track of like what I can do to make some adjustments. And this channel, I mean, it really has, in my eyes, taken off, and I feel so thankful that the diamond painting community is so welcoming and kind to me, and it's just such an amazing, it's been such an amazing experience thus far. It took me probably about, well, it did take me. I had my skincare YouTube channel, and it's still active. I just haven't posted on it since the first video I did for diamond painting. This is 51. Let's do this in purple or orange, 51. That took me about 3 years just to get to right around 500. And numbers aren't a thing. This is just me explaining like how thankful or how excited I've been. It took me about 3 years to get to about 500 people, and now I think I just crested 300, and it's only been a few months. And that's just so exciting to see that amount of engagement and so many kind words and comments, like so many more comments than I've ever experienced on my other channel too, where I really get to talk to people and engage with them. It just makes content creation worth it, you know, to be able to develop those online relationships and friendships and all that good stuff. So there's 52. So I'm excited to keep on moving and grooving, and I want to also improve and advance and level up kind of everything. So I don't have like a ton of crazy equipment and stuff. I just have what I was using for my skincare videos. So like a ring light, a couple little side accessory lights. I have a fairly decent video recording camera, but I don't know if it's just a flaw or it's just getting older. I've had it for 2 years now, maybe 3. But it overheats really fast. Like I can get about an hour of filming is like the absolute max, and that's usually with like 1 break in between to let it cool. Like that's the absolute max I can get out of that camera these days. And so that doesn't really work when you're doing like longer whip-in chats or you're stopping. And because even though, you know, my whip-in chats are a little bit longer, sometimes they're even longer and I have to edit things down, but I just need a camera that can get me like, gosh, it'd be nice to find one that could do like a couple hours at a time would be ideal. And maybe once it cools down in the fall and winter, that camera will perform better. But I tried doing 1 whip-in chat with it, or I think, no, it was a kitting up, and it took like 4 tries in total for me to like stop, let it cool, walk away for 10, 15, 20 minutes, then try again for another 10 minutes, and then it stop again. And it was just getting to be too frustrating. But yeah, I hope to continue to grow and improve. And like I said, I'm open for suggestions on how to continue to do so. So there's that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Oh, before I let you go, let me put this last color in. I wanted to pick out my washi tape while I have you here for this kit. I'm going to pop that in the container as well. And this will be orange 54, last color. Awesome. So what I'm going to do with this, because I don't have a place to store these, this was my storage for my backup containers. So I'm not going to start this kit until I finish one of those other ones. So what I'm going to do is put this up here. Da, da, da. Basically move all the empty ones up to create that that barrier, or kind of that delineation. And then once all this is up, I did that really weird. Okay, once all that's up, then I'm going to go ahead and start with my spare containers. And who knows, I might do this 4th kit up and decide that either I need to buy a 5th one just to store, a 5th container set just to store my my backups, or stop doing this, because I could see this getting confusing having like my spares with the kit I'm actively working on. So I kind of always need to have 1 empty set to store all these in. Just don't know if I'm ready to buy that. There's that, and there's that. Okay, cool. So there you go. So that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up for a minute. Ooh, my back. Put this away. I redid my organization drawers over here too. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I ended up organizing all of my square drills by DMC code. I got like a DMC sticker set. So I've got them all organized, and as I was doing it, I was like, uh-oh, my obsessive personality is not gonna let me just do this for one. So now my plan is to do regular drill square, regular drill round, AB square, AB round, and a separate set for just quote unquote specialty drills. So think, sparklers from DP with sparklers, crystals, all of that stuff. I don't plan on having a ton of those, so I think I don't need to do a full set for each. I'm just gonna have like a designated number of containers for each. So yeah, that meant that I had to really buy a new drawer set to accommodate all that. So now I've got 6 total drawers, 5 of which are drill based, and then one of them's for everything else. So I don't know, it's getting a little crazy, but okay, so here's my container. Here's look at how big the sticker sheet is compared to that container. So sticker sheet's gonna go in here, just have that folded into quarters. So there's that little pocket there. I'm gonna slip that, as well as those extra drills from the color I replaced in there. And then everything else kind of gets put away. Let's see, this and this. Okay, yeah, so I guess the last thing to do is to pick out that washi tape. So here's kind of the color palette here. So you've got pinks and blues and those gold colors, and it's just a little mix of everything, but I like how rich and kind of like royal feeling that palette is. So I picked out, actually that's an immediate no. So I've got 3 colors. So I've got the gold glitter, I've got the blue glitter, and the black glitter. I kind of like the blue. I don't know. The black is also like very dramatic. I think maybe the black. These are all from Scotch Expressions. It's their glitter washi tape. I've had a lot of luck with the Scotch brand. I tried using this foil style washi tape that I got as part of like here's a little free gift. And it did not stick at all. I had to bail on it pretty quickly, and that was for Astrid. I replaced that with the Scotch one, and so I've really enjoyed the Scotch. It's decently priced. I know there's some other like quote unquote like higher end washi tape brands, but I've been really having a lot of luck with Scotch. I do plan on trying some others though. So there's that. I'm just gonna pop the washi tape in there too. So when I do get to this kit, decisions have already been made. Things are already ready to rock and roll. I essentially just need to grab, oops, got a little straggler here. I'll put that in this tray. Potential spare. Yeah, so I might, that way I can just crack it open, grab my tray, and just start diamond painting. I don't have to like do a lot of the back end stuff. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. This is a long one, but I had a blast. I'm actually going to maybe work on Astrid for a little bit longer, otherwise it's bedtime. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. And as always, happy placing. Thanks again. Bye, 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 bye.